Hello everyone, I hope we are live and you are able to hear me clear and loud. Can you guys just put that into the chat so that I confirm that our very first live on this channel, those people who have joined live, thank you so much for being the part of this journey. I'll make sure that from today onwards, we set the different level of learning on the YouTube. Please put that into the chat if you're able to hear me. आवाज आ रही है आप लोगों को? Can you guys just put that into the chat? I'll be just looking, my screen is just to the left side of it. So I'll be looking into the comments to see if you are able to. Can you guys please confirm you are able to hear me clear and loud? My voice is clear to everyone? Perfect. So again, let's get started, people. For those people who are joining me live, that's great. Those people who are going to watch it recorded later on, let me quickly set the agenda. So starting today, every alternate day, I'll try to come live. The series which I started, which was data structures and algorithm in JavaScript. Sorry for the small technical glitch. This is the first time that I'm going live. So expect these little small glitches that happens in between. So what I was saying is that from today onwards, I will try to come live every alternate day. And the series that we started, data structures and JavaScript, we'll try to do it in a regular basis. Many of you have been writing the comments that regularity is missing, how we can make it more regular, how we can do it more regularly. I felt there could be nothing better than coming live and solving the problem together. All the problem which is needed for you to make it big, to go and crack the companies of the FANG, do a lot of lead code problem, concept building, the entire support. I'll try to do it end to end. So are you guys all set, all energetic, all pumped up to continue this journey? We'll start with DSA in JavaScript, followed by everything around the JavaScript stack. We'll try to do it for free for the community and will be always free on this channel. My commitment to the YouTube to you people is real and will continue as it is. So are we all set, people? Chalu kare? Yes, so for those people who knows other programming language, I think it should be still, you should make sense to it because we'll be talking about the logic and then we go and solve it. So in the today's session, the agenda is that we're going to solve few mathematical problems. So far, those people who have just got started, we have a playlist which is running on the YT. So the previous videos around time complexity recursion has been already there. We'll try to move ahead a next step from there. So in the today's session, we go and talk about few of the basic fundamental problems of the math, understand how mathematically it would be solved, and then we'll write the code to understand it. So let's get started with the very first problem. So let me share my screen. I hope you are able to see the screen. This is the mathematics part 1. And where is my whiteboard? Here it is. Let's first of all talk about the first problem which is there on the hand. Okay. So the first problem says that, let me go and put it here. Problem statement says that find the count of digits in the number. This is the problem. Find the count of digits in the number. What that means? What that means is that, let's say that if I have a number like 4, 5, 6, how many digits are there in this number? 1, 2, and 3. So the number of digits is equals to 3. Let's take another example. For example, 1987. How many digits are there in this number? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So as a human, it's very easy for us to go and calculate the digits, and we can quickly say that, hey, there are 4 digits. But I want to find this solution of this problem programmatically. I have to find a logic. I have to go and find a logic that how many digits are there in this number. Can you guys put your suggestions into the comment section that how do I go and find, what should be the logic to go and find all the count of the digits in the given number? Say, for example, let's take another example. Let's say that for the example is 194526. How many digits are there in this number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So as a human, it's very simple. I can quickly go and say that it is having 6 digits. But if I have to go and write a program, sir, if I have to go and write the program or the code to solve this problem, how go and do it? Can you guys just put that the logic into the comment section? Very nice, Shankar. Right. So what we can do is that we have to start somewhere. Right? We have to start somewhere. So if let's say that the number is 3, 2, 4, right? We have to start somewhere to find the count of the digit. Now what happens if I go and divide this 3, 2, 4 by 10, right? What is the value that I get? 32.4. If I only take this portion, right, the number gets reduced by 32 and it's one count. If I again go and repeat this, 32 divided by 10, the value should be equals to 3.2. I only take this part, the value is 3. And again, this will take one step. Now I'm left with 3 divided by 10, the value will be 0.3. The value is 0. This itself will take one step. Now the number is already 0. I only should continue till the time I reach 0. So how many steps? 1, 2, 3. So the number of digits will be equals to how much? 3. Let's take another example. Let's say that I have number called as 1, 2, 3, 4 and I have to go and find. Let me take the number as a little more complex. 5, 6, 8, 9. And I have to go and find that how many digits are there. Very simple. What I do? First of all, I go and divide this number 5, 6, 8, 9 divided by 10. The value should become equals to 568.9. I only take the integral part. So the value becomes equals to 568. This takes one step. Again, I do 5, 6, 8 divided by 10. This becomes equals to 56.8. I take only the integral part, so which is 56. This again take one step. I again take 56 divided by 10. This equals to 5.6. I only get the integral part. This is still take how much? One step. Again, I go and do 5 divided by 10 equals to 0.5. This value is 0. This again takes 1. Sounds it is 0. I will not move forward. From here to here, how many steps? 1, 2, 3, 4. The total number of digits are 4 digits. Fair enough. Am I clear? Is the logic clear to everyone? What we need to do? I need to keep on dividing the number by 10 and then I should be able to get the answer of it. Now this whole logic, what I'll have to do? I'll have to go and write in the form of a code. So let's quickly go to my code. I'll open my VS Code. And what is the setup that I have used for the, so I'll just talk about the setup. So the setup that I have used is, since I'm writing the node.js, I'm writing the JavaScript code. So I have installed VS Code, right? And on my local machine, I have node.js installed. Why node.js installed? So that I can go and execute JavaScript code. This is the basic setup which I have. I believe most of you will already have it. So I'm trying to go and find the count of digits. Fair enough. Let's quickly go and write the code. Let me go and define a file. Let me call this file as maths problems.js. Let me go and define this. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to count the number of digits. Fair? I'm trying to count the number of digits. Let me go and define a function called as function, and I go and say that count digits. And I have to take that number as an input. So I take that number as num. Then what I need to do, if number is equals to 0, if number is equals to 0, what should I go and do? I should simply go and return 1. Otherwise, I go and initialize a counter, count equals to 0. And then I go and say that while n is not equals to 0, I go and say that num equals to math dot floor. Why float? So that I can go and take the integral part and I go and divide num divided by 10. And I increment the counter of count. And once it is done, I should go and return count. This is the code that we have written. Count number equals 0, return 1. Otherwise, I go and divide it. Let's try to go and run this code. So if I go and test this code, console.log, and I go and say that number of digits in 5, 4, 6 is, and let me go and pass this method called as count digits, and I go and pass 5, 4, 6. Let's try to run this and see what happens. So I go and say that node, and I go and call it as problems.js and hit enter. And the answer that I got is number of digits is 546 is 3. Let's test it one more time. Let me make it 546, 1, 2, 3, 4, 546, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I go and run this again, the number of digits here is 7, which is absolutely correct. So this is our code base. Let me quickly put that into our whiteboard and let's do a quick dry run so that we all are confident that what we have done. So let me put this code here. Right, this is the code here. Let's do a quick dry run. So let's say that I go and call this function like this, count digits, and the number is 4, 5, 6. As soon as I go and do this, this number turns out to be initially 4, 5, 6, not equal to 0. So I come here. Initially, the value count is 0. Number is what? 4, 5, 6. I do this math dot floor number divided by 10. So it means that math dot floor 456 divided, it will be 45.6, which value will be equals to 45. So when I go and do this, the number becomes 45 and the count increments value increases to 1. Next time when the loop runs, this number has now become equals to 45. And again, when I go and do this, this number will turn out to be 4. The count value increases to 2. Third time again, when I go and run this, this value has become equals to, 4 divided by 10. This value has become equals to 0. This number has become equals to 0. So finally, this count value has become equals to 3. And I go and return it. This is an iterative solution of finding the count of the digit, the number of digits in a given number. Is that making sense to you people? Is everyone clear on this? Is everyone in the class clear on this very first problem? Because we have to increment the count, Abdul. We have to increment the count, boss. Fair? Okay, now a challenging problem for you people. Can you convert this code? As I said that we have already covered recursion. Can we convert this code? Can we convert this code into recursive code? We have written a iterative solution. Can I go and convert that in the form of a recursive code? You could have done count plus plus also. So instead of plus plus count, you could have also done count plus plus. Or you could have written count equals to count plus 1. All will give the same outcome here in this case. Can you guys convert that into the recursive code? Just give it a try. Meanwhile, you're writing the code. Let me get started. So I have to convert. So how the recursive code will work out? Let's say that I have a number called as 3489. Okay. Once I have divided, Once I go and divide this number by 10, it becomes 3489 divided by 10. It becomes 348.9, and I'm only left with 348. So initial my problem statement was to go and find the number of digits in 3489. Once I have divided by 10, now I have to go and find the number of digits in this number. Plus 1 will be my answer, right? So at any time, let's say that this function is fn, right? Fn will be, once I go and divide n by 100, it should be equals to f of n minus 1 plus 1. Fair? Let me again explain you. Let's say the number is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right now, I don't know how many times or how many digits are there in this number. Let's assume that. So what I go and do, I just go and try to go and divide it by 10. Divide by 10. And on dividing by 10, if I get a number which is not equals to 0, I say that, okay, at least it will have one digit. And then I have to go and find the remaining element. I have to find the digit in a smaller number. And this I have to go and repeat it again and again. This I have to go and repeat it again and again and again. So this is more of like a recursive problem, right? For example, if I go and build a recursive tree, let's say the number is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What I go and do? I go and divide by 10. When I go and divide by 10, it becomes 5, 6, 7, 8. Then again I go and divide by 10. It becomes 5, 6, 7. Then I again go and divide by 10. It becomes 56. Then I again go and divide by 10. It becomes 5. Then I again go and divide by 10. It becomes equals to 0. So if you see here, every step I am doing the same thing. Every step I am doing the same thing. Since I'm repeating the same thing again and again, this problem could be solved using the recursion also. This problem could be solved using the recursion also. So let's try to see the logic for it, how we can solve it using the recursion. Let me go directly to my code, VS Code. And let me go and write a logic called as function count. And now I go and say the count recursive, and I take the number pair. Now, if I go and count this parse int, and I go and say that n divided by 10 is equals to 0. Now, what this math.floor was doing, the parse int will do the similar thing. I'm just giving you another way of finding the integral part of it. If parse int n divided, n is number here, num divided by 10 is equals to 0, in that case, I should go and return 1. Return 1. And if that is not the case, this is my base condition, boss. This is my base condition, sir. Guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is my base condition. And then I go and return the logic. I go and say the return. If that is not the case, it will be at least 1 plus count r. And then I go and pass parse int, and I go and pass n divided by 10. Let's try to see if this works. I go and define this by r. And I also go and remove this by r. Let's try to run this now. Okay, there's some issue. What it is, let's try to see that n is not defined, n is not defined, this should be num. Okay, let's try to run this. And the answer is absolutely correct. So this is a recursive solution. This is a recursive solution of the same problem that we have been trying to solve. Let's quickly put that on the screen right now. Let's try to see that how did it work. So in the very beginning, what I did, I go and call this count. Guys, please pay attention. I go and say count 3, 4, 5. So the first time that the recursive call happened, the number value is equals to 345. Now this parse int number by 10, this will be equals to 34, which is not equals to 0. So it comes here. And then here what happens? 1 plus, I go and make a recursive call. Those people who are missing recursion, please go and watch recursion wala video. I have already explained everything in detail there. So the second time when the recursive call is done, what is happening? The number which is passed is 3, 4. So the number here in the second time will be 34. Again, when I come here second time, number here is 34. 34 divided by 10 will be equals to 3. 3 is not equals to 0. I come here, and then here inside this, what will happen is I'll go and add 1 plus, and then third time the recursive call is happening when the number passed is equals to 3. The third time when it happened, the number passed is equals to 3. 3 divided by 10. 3 divided by 10 is equals to 0.3. Percent will be equals to 0. So this holds true. I go and return. I hit the base condition. And then what happened? I go and return 1. So I came here, it became equals to 2. From here it becomes equals to 2 plus 1. And finally it returns 3. So this will get me the value as 3 as the answer. So this is how we can go and find the count of digits in a number in the both iterative as well as the recursive way. Now the question for you people, what will be the time complexity of this iterative code? What will be the time complexity of this, sir? Time complexity. What will be the time complexity of this problem? If the number is 0, 0, 0, it will be counted as a single 0 itself, right? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 4 times 0, all are effectively considered as a single 0 itself. It is not a string, it's a numeric value. The time complexity will be order of n. But what is n? N is my number of digits. Fair enough? In the iterative solution also, my time complexity will be equals to order of n. What will be the space complexity here, sir? Anyone in the class? What will be the space complexity of this? Anyone who answers correctly with the proper logic, I'll just announce his name. What will the space complexity of this? What will the space complexity of this recursive function? And why? Kya hoga? What will be the space complexity of this recursive function, guys? The space complexity here will be, though it doesn't look anything, but it will be still order of n. Why? Because recursion internally makes use of stack data structure. For recursion to work, it internally makes use of stack data structure. So it will have order of n, not order of 1. Anil, Sandeep, are you guys clear? It will be order of n because internally for the recursion to work, it makes use of a data structure called as call stack, which has a space complexity of order of n boss. Fair? Cool. Now let's try to move to the next step. We have done the first problem. Let's move to the next problem. And the next problem says that given a problem, given a number, and it's not a string, by the way, it's a number, it's a digit. Given a number, explain if it's a palindrome. Given a number, explain if it's a palindrome. What is a palindrome number? Palindromic number is a number which, if you read from the left or you read from the right, it is one and the same. For example, if I have a number called as 1 to 1, if I read from the left or I read from the right, it's always same. So I'll go and say that it is a palindromic number. If it is a single digit number, for example, 3 is always palindromic because whether I read from the right or I read from the right, it's the same digit, which is 3. It's also palindromic. But if I take a number like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, if I'm reading from the left, it is 1. When I'm reading from the right, it is 4. 1 and 4, they are not equal, so it is not a palindrome. Fair enough? So again, as a human, to know if a number is palindrome or it is not a palindrome is very easy. It's very straight. Is everyone clear here? Do you understand what is the meaning of the palindromic number? Is everyone clear what is the meaning of the palindromic number here, people? Yes, no, batao. Is everyone clear here what is the palindromic number, guys? सबको clear है? Okay. Now we have to go and identify if a number is palindromic or not. As a human, I know that if a number is 1, 2, 3, 4, I know that I have to see from the left, I have to see from the right, and I go and compare this. If 1 is equals to 4, no, then it is not a palindrome. Fair? But how do I do it mathematically? How do I do it programmatically? How I can write the code to go and find it out? So we can divide this problem into the two steps. What I can do first is that, first of all, we should have a number called as 1, 2, 3, 4. The next step that we should do is that we should go and try to find the reverse of this number. Reverse of this number will be 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is original, this is reverse. And now what I need to do, I need to go and compare original and the reverse. If this are same, then I go and say that yes, it is palindromic. If no, then I go and say no, it's not palindromic. So my question now reduces down to what I'll have to do. I'll have to first go and find the reverse of a number. Any number that has been given to me, let's say the number given is 1, 2, 3. I have to go and find the reverse of this. I have to go and find the reverse of this number. Can you guys help me understand? How will I go and reverse this number? How can I go and reverse this number? Any trick? Any thoughts? Any logic? Can you guys just put that? Help me understand. How do I go and reverse this number? What logic should I go and make use of it? What should I do so that 3 becomes in the beginning, 1 comes at the last? What can we do? Divide by 10. Divide by 10 से क्या होगा? If I go and divide 123 by 10, this becomes 112. How does I go and reverse it? I cannot use the inbuilt method, right? I cannot use the reverse method. This is not allowed. This is the DSA session. Everything that we have to do, we have to write logic ourselves. That's where you have to put the brain. You should not use any kind of inbuilt methods. Two-pointer approach might work in the string, my dear friend. But in the case of the number, how will that work? Very nice, Avatar. What we can do here is, sir, let's say that my number here is 1, 2, 3. What we do is that we go and try to find, first of all, we go and say that, the reverse, we initialize the reverse number as 0 in the beginning. Okay. Very first step, what we do, we go and divide 123 ampersand 10, right? And whatever that value comes out, the value will be equals to how much? 3, right? So this is 1. And then what we do is 123 divided by 10, and this value becomes equals to 12. So what we do, we go and apply this formula. Reverse equals to reverse into 10 plus this number, which is 3. So this equals to reverse initial value is 0. 0 into 10 plus 3 is equals to 3. This happens first. Next time, now my number which is left is 12. So I go and divide 12 ampersand 10, which is equals to 2. And then I did 12 divided by 10, which is equals to 1. Again, I go and apply this reverse equals to reverse into 10 plus this number 2. What is the reverse? It was 3 into 10 plus 2 equals to 32. Again, we do it the next time, third time. I have the number left, which is 1. 1 ampersand 10 is equals to 1. And then 1 divided by 10 is equals to 0. And then I again go and do the reverse equals to reverse into 10 plus this number, which is 1. It was 32 into 10 plus 1, which is equals to 3 to 1. Now, since it is left, I cannot further do. So this is my final reverse number. This is my final. So original number is 1, 2, 3. This was original. And the reverse number is equals to 3, 2, 1. If I go and do the comparison, this is false. So this is not a palindrome. Is it clear to everyone? Is it clear, everyone? Does it make sense? Is everyone clear with this logic? See, the writing code is the easiest part. The very first thing that you need to know is that you have to be crystal clear with the logic. Is everyone clear with the logic, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, let's make sure that whatever time that you're spending, I know it is free, but it's not actually, right? It is the time which you are investing here. So make sure that next half an hour, 1 hour, whatever time that we are sitting, we make the best out of it. And if you want me to continue teaching like this regularly, every day, I'm all committed to do it. The only thing that you do is that please share all these sessions to your friends. Each of you at least try to bring 10 more people. I think that will only motivate me to keep on bringing these live sessions. Every day I'm committed to come live, teach you data science, teach you machine learning, teach you full stack development, teach you Java stack, teach you IoT. I'll teach everything for free. But the only thing that I expect is a little support. Are you guys clear on this? Does it make sense? Exactly 78.6. आपका भी logic यही था. Fair? So now using this logic, let's try to go and write the code. So what I do is I'll go to my VS Code. And what we do now is that, let me go and comment all this code that we have written. And write the another code called as, and let me go and call it as checking if it's a palindrome. So what I go and do is that I go and define a method, right? I go and call it as function is palindrome. I take this number. And what I do is that let me go and call it as let temp equals to some number. And let reverse equals to 0. And then I go and say while temp is not equals to 0. And what do we do? We go and say that n is equal to temp ampersand 10. And then we go and say that temp equals to parse int temp divided by 10. And then I go and say the reverse equals to reverse into 10 plus n. And once it is 10, I have to go and return temp if number is equals to reverse. Let's try to see if this works. So let me go and call it as console.log. And I go and say that is palindrome. And I go and check for 1. And let me copy paste for the multiple options. And it will be 1, 2, 3. And I go right here as 1, 2, 3. And then it is 1, 2, 1. And it should be like 1, 2, 1. Fair enough. Now what should I go and do is that I should go to the terminal, new terminal, and I should go and write it as node. Sorry, I already have this. Node, and I go and call it as problems.js. If I see here, 1, it is saying that it is true. 1, 2, 3, it is saying as false. 1, 2, 1 is showing as palindrome. So our code is working perfectly fine. Let's quickly take it up and tries to do a quick dry run. So doing dry run is a practice that people should definitely have. It will help you to avoid the bugs and also understand the logic well. So if I go and put it here, and let's try to do a dry run here. So if I go and call this function as one is palindrome 1, 2, 3. So what will happen? temp value becomes equals to 1, 2, 3. Num value is equals to 1, 2, 3. I come here, reverse initial value is 0. Now initially the value of temp is 1, 2, 3. Now when I go into n, the value of n becomes equals to 3. Temp becomes equals to 12. And reverse equals to, this reverse is equals to 0 into 10 plus 3. So reverse becomes equals to 3. Next time when it again goes, the temp value is equals to 12. N becomes equals to 2. Temp becomes equals to 1. And the reverse value becomes equals to how much? 3 into 10 plus 2. So this becomes equals to 32. The next time it works, the value of the temp remains 1. N value becomes equals to 1. Temp becomes equals to 0. And reverse becomes equals to 320 plus 1. It becomes 321. Next time the temp value is equals to 0. So it's not satisfied. So the reverse is 3 to 1. So this reverse is 3 to 1. Number is 1, 2, 3, which is not equal to 0. So this will go and return false. So this is how my is palindrome logic is working. If the number is palindromic, I'll get positive true. If the number is not palindromic, I'll go and get the false. Is everyone clear on this, people, guys? Does it make sense to you people? Is everyone clear on this? समझ में आया सबको? Are we all good? Is it possible to use n without declaration? Yes, it's inside the while block, no? So in the JavaScript is not strictly typed. JavaScript is not a strictly typed, and also it is a local variable inside the method. So I can go and use it like that. Where? Am I clear? You can cast it to int, Sandeep. Cool. Now let's talk to another important problem, right? The next problem says that there are how many zeros? This is a very interesting problem. Trailing zeros in the factorial, उससे पहले factorial निकालना सीख लेते हैं. Quickly, let's try to solve a problem. Find the factorial of a number. A very simple problem. Let's try to quickly do this. I want you people to quickly try this out. If you're able to solve the problem, please paste your code in the chat section. Find the factorial of a number. What is the meaning of the factorial? Factorial of a number means that the factorial is 3. It should be equals to 3 into 2 into 1. If it is factorial 5, then it should be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. I can also go and write 5 into 4 factorial. I can also go and write 5 into 4 into 3 factorial. Factorial of 0 is equals to 1. Factorial of 1 is also equals to 1. For negative numbers, we don't consider the factorials. So what is the factorial of a number? Factorial of a number is when you go and multiply from 1 till the n. So if I have to go and find the factorial of n, what is the logic that I have to go and apply? I have to quickly go and write 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 dot n minus 1 into n. This is simple. Very simple code. I have to just write a loop and go and multiply all the numbers. I have to just go and write a loop, multiply all the numbers. Say for example, if I go and say that 5 factorial, I'll go and say that 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5, and this should be my answer. Very nice, Deepra. So let's try to quickly write the code for this. We'll like to write the both iterative as well as recursive. I'll expect you people to quickly write the code with me and just post that into the chat section. Let me go and open my code. And here I'll go and comment this code also. Correct. Let me go and do this. Find the factorial of a number. So what do we do? Function, I go and call it as fact number. And what I do is that I go and say that let I is equals to 1. And I go and say that while I is less than equals to the number. I also can say that let result is equals to 1. What are you going to do this? I can say that result should be equals to result into I, and then I go and also go I equals to I plus 1, and then finally I should go and return result. Let's go and call this console.log and pass fact, and I go and pass 4. If I go and run this node problems.js, the value is 24. Is that right? Let's try to see that. So I have a code here. If it is factorial 4, it should be 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So it's 12 into 2 equals to 24, which is my answer. So my code is working perfectly fine. Fair enough. Am I clear? Am I clear, everyone? Does it make sense? अब अगर मैं बोलूं, if you have to go and convert that into a recursive code, you have to go and convert that into the recursive code. How can I do it? It's again very simple, guys. Can you please quickly convert that into the recursive code? If I have to go and write the same code in recursion, how will I go and do it? I will go and say that function fact r, right? First of all, I go and write the base condition. What is the base condition? If number is equals to 0 or number is equals to 1, in that case, I should go and return 1. Else, what I go and do? I go and say that I should go and multiply number into, and I go and find the fact n minus 1. One of the most basic problem of the recursive approach. Let's try to go and call this if it works fine. So if I go and run this, okay, I got some error. What is that? N is not defined. It should be num, no? Num minus 1. So if I go and rerun this again, the value is 24. So my code here is working perfectly fine. So this is how I go and find the factorial of a number. Is everyone clear? How do we go and find the factorial of a number in both recursive as well as the iterative approach? Is everyone clear on this? Very nice, Subham. Very nice binary. Is everyone clear, boss? Is everyone clear? How do we do it? Now a challenge problem comes in. It's a very interesting problem that we go and solve the next. So we have understood what is a factorial, right? Let's try to solve another problem, which I feel is a little challenging. I have to go and find the count of trailing zeros in a factorial. Find the count of the trailing zeros in a factorial. So it says that any number is given to you. Say that, for example, you have given a number called as 3 factorial. You have to go and say that how many zeros are there in the 3 factorial. So one of way of doing is that you first go and expand it. 3 into 2 into 1. This value will be 6. So the number of trailing zeros will be equals to 0 here. Let's take another example. If I go and take the example of 5 factorial. So this becomes equals to 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. This will be equals to 5 for the 20, 20, 60, 120. So the number of zeros here is equals to how much? 1. Similarly, let me go and say that 10 factorial. So one of the lame way of doing will be what? I have going to multiply all of them. I go and say that 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So this whole value will becomes equal to 720. This whole value becomes equals to 210, and this value becomes equals to 24. Now I see that there are 2 zeros. So ultimately, if I go and multiply all of them, I will have something, something, something followed by 2 zeros. So the number of zeros is equals to 2. So Like this, I could be given any big number like 3, 4, 6, 9, 8, and I go and do this. You have to go and tell me number of trailing zeros. How can I do it, people? Any thoughts? How will I go and solve this problem? Given any factorial number, I have to go and tell that there are how many trailing zeros, how many zeros are there in the last place. How do I go and find that, boss? How do I find it? Any logic, any thoughts? I'm giving you 1 minute of time to think over it. Can you guys help me understand what will be the logic? How do I go and find the number of trailing zeros? कैसे होगा? What we do? How do we find the number of trailing zeros, boss? Here. What logic? Factorial plus check 0 in the remainder and count. So one of the suggestions that the people are giving is that first of all, you should go and find the factorial. That's the number 1. And then you should go and find the number of trailing 0. Now this factorial could be found in order of n time. And then again, the number of trailing zeros will be done in the order of n time. So this has an overall time complexity of order of n. Now this works. But आप लोगों को, you guys want to work for the companies like Facebook, Google, Microsoft, LinkedIn. When you go and provide a solution like this, they will not accept it. They will reject this. They will tell you, boss, we are not very happy with your solution. So we need to go and optimize this further. I need to further go and optimize it. Can you guys think of a better solution? Very nice, binary. Very nice, Subham. Pravansh, you are absolutely right, but this will have a higher time complexity order of n. I want to make it better. Avatar, are you getting my point? I think your solution is this 1, 2. This is perfectly fine, but I need to have a better time complexity. How am I going to do it? So, if you try to go and analyze it, if I go and find the 1, it's 1. If I go and find 2, time complexity is 2 into 1. If it is 3, then it is 3 into 2 into 1. If it is 4, then it is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. If it is 5, then it is 5 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is equals to 30. It means that is 1, 0. Right? If it is 6 factorial, then it is 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2, which is equals to 180, which is again equals to 1, 0 only. If I go and do the 7 factorial, it's become 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is equals to 1260. It is again have 1, 0 only. If I go and do the 8 factorial, it is 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is equals to 0. It still has only one trailing 0. I'm only looking for the trailing 0, sir, right? 0, which is there in the end. If I go and make it as 9 factorial, I have 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is equals to, which still has one trailing 0. If I make it 10, this becomes 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is equals to 907200, and it has 2 trailing. Now, if you try to see this, this 10 could be broken down into 5 into 2. So here, till this point, from here till here, no 5, no 0. From 5 till 9, we have 1, 5, we have 1, 0. In 10, we have 2 5s, we have 2 zeros. Are you getting the pattern? So finding the number of zeros, right? Finding the number of zeros is equals to number of 5s in the given factorial. The number of zeros is equals to number of 5s in the given factorial. Am I clear, people? Does that make sense? Tell me. Where? See, 2 will be anyway there. See, out of 5 and 2, 2 will be always there. Because if it is 5, then there will be 2, 2 will be in the 4, 2 will be in the 6. 2 will be anyway there. Number of 2's will be always greater than the number of 5's. So we only care about the 5's. Muhammad Abdul, am I clear, sir? The number of 2's will always be more than number of 5's. So if you just go and calculate the number of 5's, 2's will be enough there to go and multiply and make it 0. Okay. So how do I find the number of 5's? See, till the number of 10 factorial, number of 5's is equals to 10 divided by 5 is equals to 2. Till 20 factorial, the number of 5's will be equals to 20 divided by 5 is equals to 4. But when I become 25 factorial, number of 5's will be 25 divided by 5 equals to 5. Is this correct? Is this correct? In 25 factorial, the number of 5's will be 25 divided by 5. Is this correct? Or this is incorrect? This is where you have to go and apply the brain. See, if it is a normal number, for example, 15 factorial, right? So it will be equals to 15 into 14 into 13 into 12 into 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, right? Now all the powers of 5, this is 1 5. Then this could be broken down into the 5 into 2, and this could be broken down into the 5 into 3. So total number of 5 is equal to what? 1, 2, and the 3. And you can also go and find it by 15 divided by 5 is equals to 3. When it is 20 factorial, let's assume that. So it becomes equals to 20 into 19 into 18 into 16 into 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I have 1 5 here, right? I have 1 5 at this point. Then I have 10, which is equals to 5 into 2. Then I have 15, which is equals to 5 into 3. Then I have 20, which is equals to 5 into 4. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. I can also go and get it by 20 divided by 5 equals to 4. Fair? But when I have 25, when I have 25 factorial, then how much? Then it is 25 into 24 into 23 into 21 into 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now here in this case, I have 1 5 here. I have another 10 here. I have 15 here. I have 20 here and I have 25 here. So 25 here is 5 into 5. 2 is 5 into 4. This is 5 into 3. This is 5 into 2. This is 5 into 1. So how many 5's? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here I have 6 5. But if I go and divide 25 divided by 5, I will only have 5. So here in this case, the maths logic changes. It is not, see, in this case, it was 15 divided by 5 is 3. Here it was 20 divided by 5 equals to 4, just right. But when I put 25 factorial, I go do 25 divided by 5 is 5, but the actual number of 5s is how much? 6. Why it is happening? Because 25 is a perfect square of 5. So when it is a perfect squares, the perfect powers of the 5, it will come that many additional times. So typically, whenever you have the numbers like 25, 125, 625, which are the powers of 5, we need to take special care. Fair enough, people. Does it make sense? Is this logic clear to you people? This is one of the most important logic that we have discussed right now. The beautiful beauty of YouTube is that you can always go back and watch it. Is everyone clear? How many of you have been able to understand this? Can you guys put that into the chat? How many of you have been able to clear this doubt? You're clear what has just been explained. You have understood what that means. Very nice. So what I need to do is that I'll just go and write that in the form of a code. Let's try to use this logic to go and write the code for here. So let me go to my VS Code. Code. Yes, binary, perfectly right. This will work. Find the factorial, find the trailing zeros in the factorial of a number. So I go and say the function, and I go and call it as find trailing zeros, and I go and pass n. First of all, what I'm going to do, if n is less than 0, in that case, I should go and return -1. Else, let me go and say that let count is equals to 0. And then I go and say that for let I is equals to 5. And then I go and say that math dot floor. And then I go and say that n divided by I. And if it is greater than equals to 1, and then I go and say that I should get multiplied by 5. And then I go and say the count plus equals to math dot floor n I. And then finally, I should go and return the count. Fair enough. And let's try to test if it works, console.log. And then I go and find the trailing zeros. For 5, let's keep it for the 4. Then let's try to keep it for 8. Let's try to keep it for 25. And let's try to do the same thing for the 100. If I go and run this, it is telling that for the 4, the number of trailing zero is 0, which is correct. For 8, it is 1. For 25, it is 6. And for 24, it is 100. Let's try to copy this code and do a dry run so that, again, any doubt if it is remaining in your mind, it should get sorted. So let's put it here. Okay. And now what we do is, I go and call it as find trailing zeros. Let's try to find how do we find the trailing zeros in 100. So first of all, what happens? This is 100, does not hold true, it comes here. First I'm dividing, I value, initial value is 5. Math.floor, n value is equals to 100 divided by 5, which should be equals to 20, which should be greater than or equals to 1, right? So this count value becomes equals to count plus, so this count value becomes equals to now 100 divided by 5, which should be equals to 20. Fair enough. And the next time again the loop runs. Now this time I value has become equals to 25, and this becomes equals to 100 divided by 25 is equals to 4, and this I value, so here it becomes count equals to count plus 4, so this becomes plus 4, so this becomes equals to 24. Next time the value of I becomes equals to 125, this condition does not holds true. So the total count value is equals to 24, which comes as the answer. This is the number of trailing zeros in the given factorial. Fair enough? 78.6. Is it clear now? Is it clear now, or do you want me to run with one more example? 78.6, you can put that. You can tell me a number for which you want me to dry run this. I'll do it logically first, and then I'll go and do it mathematically. Let me take one more example here, right? Say for example, I want to do it for, let me copy this code here also. Once more, perfectly fine. Let's try to do the dry run of this. Let's say that I have a number called as 50. Let's say that I have a number called as 50. And I want to find the number of trailing zeros here, right? Now, if I go into this 50s, what will happen? It will start with 50, 49, then it will have 45, then it will have 40. I'm just trying to find all the where the 5 will come. Then it will be 35, then it will be 30, then it will be 25, then it will be 20, then it will be 15, then it will be 10, then it will be 5, like this, and then 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. So in this case, what are the numbers where the 5 will come? This is 5, 50. This is 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Now, how many 5s if I have to go and calculate? This 50 will have 5 into 5 into 2. This 45 will be have 5 into 9. This 40 will be 5 into 8. This 35 will be into 5 into 7. This 30 will be into 5 into 6. This will be 5 into 5. This will be equals to 5 into 3. This will be equals to 5 into 2. This will be equals to 5 into 1. Correct? So how many 5s are there? How many 5s are there? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Total number of 5s are 11. And how do I go and is it right? 5, 5, 25, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here also, no? 5 into 4. 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 5s, right? There are 12 5s. It means there will be 12 zeros. Another way of finding this number could be how much? I go and divide 50 by 5, which should be equals to 10. Then I go and divide 50 by 25, it's give me 12. Then I go and divide 50 by 125, so this will give me 0. So I stop it here. So total number of value will be 10 plus 2 will be equals to 12. This is the mathematics. For those people, first this maths is clear to everyone, guys? Is this maths clear? Is this clear to everyone? 76. Is this logically clear to you people? How did I go and find it? Let's take one more example. Let's take that the number is let's take the number is 45 factorial. So 45 factorial, what I'll have to go and do? I'll have to go and write as 45 into 44, like this. I'll come to 40, then 40, 39, 38. I come to 35. Similarly, I'll go to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, then 4, 3, 2, 1. Like this, it will come up, right? So what are the 5 factorials which are available is 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and the 5. So if I go and see this 45, I can go and write it as 5 into 9. This 40, I can go and write it as 5 into 8. 35, I can go and 5 into 7. This I can go and write 5 into 6. This will be 5 into 5. This 20 will be 5 into 4. 15 will be 5 into 3. 10 will be 5 into 2. 5 will be 5 into 1. If I go and find the total number of 5s, how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how much number? 10 5s. It means that I have 10 zeros. Now, how can I find it mathematically? What I'll go and do? I'll go and divide 45 divided by 5. So this value will be equals to 9. Then I go and divide 45 divided by 25. This value will be equals to 1. Then I go and divide 45 divided by 125. This value will be equals to 0. So I'll not take this. The total number of values is 9 plus 1 is equals to 10, which is same as this. So how do I go and divide? Let's say that I have a number called n factorial. I have to find the number of zeros. So what I'll have to do? I'll have to first of all go and divide n by 5, n by 25 plus n by 125 till it becomes 0. This is the sequence that I'll have to do, right? The number of zeros will be always equals to n by 5 divided by n by 25 plus n by 125 till the time the value of this becomes equals to 0. Muhammad Abdul Noman, am I clear? Now the same logic I have put up here. So my code is this. Right? My code is this. In this part of the code, I'm just trying to do n by 5 plus n by 25 plus n by 125 da 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 da, and I keep on doing this till the time this value is greater than equals to 1. Fair enough. Are we all good? Shall we move on to the next problem statement? Energy bachi hai? Are you guys still have the energy to solve the more problem? Shall we solve one more problem, people? Are you guys having fun? Maza aa raha hai? Are you guys liking it? Shall we solve one more problem? Okay. Let's solve one more problem and then we'll say it for the day. So the next problem says that finding the HCF. So what we need to do? Find the HCF or GCD of two numbers. Find the HCF or greatest common divisor of the two numbers. What does that mean? So let's say that I have two numbers, like for example 36 and then 60. In order to find the greatest common divisor, what we do? We go and try to find the multiples of 36. So I go and say that 2 into 18. This becomes equals to 2 into 2 into 2 into 9. I'm going to call it 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. Similarly, 60, I can go and divide into 2 into 30. I can go and say that 2 into 2 into 15. I can go and say that 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. Now, among this, I go and find what is the greatest common. So 2, 2, 3 is common from both of them. So the HCF or GCD of this will be how much? This will be equals to 12. Fair enough? This is how I go and find the HCF of the numbers. Can you guys quickly find me the HCF of a number called as, let's say I have a number called as 20 and the another number is 28. Can you guys tell me what will be the HCF of this? What will be the HCF of these two numbers, 20 and 28? This HCF and GCD are the same thing. HCF and GCD are the same thing. Can you guys tell me what will be the HCF or the GCD of 20, 28? What should be? How do we find it? If I go and say that 20, it should be equals to 2 into 10. It should be equals to 2 into 2 into 5. And if I go and talk about 28, it becomes 2 into 14. It becomes equals to 2 into 2 into 7. So what is common out of these two? 2 into 2, 2 into 2. So the HCF or the GCD of this value will be equals to 4. Is everyone clear how mathematically we go and find the HCF of the two number? Is everyone clear how do we find the HCF or the GCD of the two numbers? Mathematically, logically, you guys are clear how do we do it? Okay. Now let's try to solve this problem programmatically. Let's try to solve this problem programmatically. Let's think, first of all, whenever you get any problem, see, the art here is not to understand how to solve the Palindrome problem. The art here, my only intention in every problem that I'll go solve from today onwards is to awaken your brain, help you understand the thought process, that how do you think, how should you approach a problem. Your intention should not be to write the perfect code. You can always copy paste from somewhere and do it. The chat GPT can help you do that. Your process or your effort should be on awakening your brain, training your brain, so that every time a new question comes in, you are still able to think. So every time you get a problem, try to think in a very raw manner. Your first intention should be that I should be able to solve a problem. So let's say that if I have a number something like this, for example, I have a number called as 6 and number 8. I have to go and find the GCD or HCF of the numbers 6 and 8. What I can do is, first of all, let's try to find what the minimum of these two numbers, minimum of 6 and 8. The minimum of 6 and 8 will be 6. So one thing is clear is that my HCF or GCD should be less than equals to 6. Do you guys agree with me? If I have two numbers, A and B, my highest common factor or GCD will be always less than the smaller number. Fair enough? Now what I do, if 6 divided by 6 is equals to 0 and 8 divided by 6 is also equals to 0, then I can say that 6 is HCF. But is it true? This is false. So 6 cannot be the HCF. So what I can do now is that I can go and try with the next smaller number, 5. Again do 6 ampersand 5 equals to 0. And 8 ampersand 5 is equals to 0. If it is true, then I go and say that 5 is HCF. But this is false. So 5 cannot be the HCF. So again go down to the next smaller number, which is 4. Again go define 6 divided by 4 is equals to 0. And 8 ampersand 4 is equals to 0. This is true. This is false. So this is also false. So again 4 cannot be the HCF. I go to the next smaller number, which is equals to 3. I go and say that 6 ampersand 3 equals to 0. This is true. And 8 ampersand 3 equals to 0. This is false. So this turns out to be false. I cannot be. Then I go to the next smaller number, which is equals to 2. 6 ampersand 2 equals to 0. True. And 8 ampersand 2 is equals to 0. This is also equals to. So this is equals to true. So my GCD will be equals to 2. Does it make sense? Does this logic make sense to you people? What we do, we first of all go and find the smaller of the two numbers. And then I try dividing this. As soon as I find a number which is able to divide both the numbers, that is my GCD. Am I clear? Does it make sense? See, I have a digital board, I can use it, but then writing the code, because just not only the desktop, right? Writing the code on a digital board might not give you a very good experience. And that's why I'm using this. Are you guys having fine with this? So let's try to go and write the code logic. Let's try to see write the logic for this. So what we go and do is that we go to my code. And what I do now is, let me go and comment this. Where? Yes, I left PW. So now what I have to do, I have to go and find the GCD, correct? So for finding the GCD, what we can do here is function GCD, and then I go and pass A comma B. First of all, I go and find the let result equals to math dot min. I go and try to find the minimum of the two values, which is equals to A comma B. And then I go and write while result is greater than 0. And I'm going to say that if A ampersand result is equals to 0 and B ampersand result equals to 0, then I should go and break. And if not, I should go and result minus minus. And I should go and return result. Let's try to see if this works. So if I go and do that console.log and I go and pass GCD and I go and pass 8 comma 6, 8 comma 9, 6 kar lete hain, and run this node problem.js. The value is coming out as 2. Similarly, if I go and give it like 36 comma 60 and I go and run this as, the value is coming out as 12. We put that on a whiteboard and let's do a quick dry run so that it makes sense to us. Fair. So let's say that I want to go and do the GCD of 8 comma 6. Now when I go and do this 8 comma 6, the result value will be equals to 6. Now here when I am first time and the while loop runs for the first time, in that case the value of result is equals to 6. I go and do this, A is 8, A result is 6. This is not equals to 0, so I go and do the result minus minus. So while when it runs for the second time, the result value has become equals to 5. Again, when it is running for the second time, this value is 5 greater than 0, perfectly fine. A is 6, 5, this does not hold true, so I again come here. So third time when it is running, result has become equals to 4. So result now is 4, not holds, this holds true. So I come here, A is 6, ampersand 4 not equal to 0, I come here. So the next time it runs, while runs for the fourth time, the result is equals to 3. So again, this result is 3. equals to 3, 6 ampersand 3, this is true. And this is 8 ampersand 3, this is false. So again, doesn't hold true. So again, the fourth time when the loop runs, the result value becomes equals to 2. So now the result value is equals to 2. This is 6 ampersand 2. This is correct. This is 8 ampersand 2. This is again true. So this holds true. I do the break. So I come out here. The value of result here is 2. So it is returning 2 as the GCD. Am I clear with the logic, people? Now, this is the solution that you have given. But as soon as you go and write this code, because I know that you people aim us to make it big. Let's try to work for a big company. As soon as you go and provide this solution, let's say that you are sitting in an interview of Google and you provided this solution. As soon as the interviewer sees the solution, he says, no, man, not interested. You are good for the tier 3, tier 4 type of companies, but you have to work for the top-based, product-based companies like FANG. This solution is not good because this is order of n. Can we further optimize this? Can we further optimize this? Because this question might not be the way that you have solved it right now in a brute force manner. This might not be acceptable at the company's level like Google and Microsoft and LinkedIn. Yes, it will take more time. So how do we go and solve this? How do we go and fix this? We can go and fix this by using one of the mathematical concept called as a Euclidean algorithm. Euclidean was a very famous mathematician. He said that, let's say there are two numbers A and B, right? And its HCF value is, say, for example, G. If we subtract smaller from bigger, GCD does not change. Euclidean, the great mathematician, said that if there are two numbers and if you subtract a smaller number from a larger number, it will not change the HCF of the resulting numbers. What I mean to say that, let's say in the beginning it is A comma B and the HCF is G only. Now let's say that this is the larger number and this is the smaller number. If what it say that A minus B and C, its HCF, A minus B and B HCF will also be G only, it will not change. This is the Euclidean algorithm says. This is what the Euclidean algorithm says, that if A and B has a GCD equals to G, A minus B, if you go and subtract the smaller from the larger number, then also the GCD remains the same. This is a theorem which you should be aware. It's a Euclidean algorithm. Let's try to see if it works. Let's say that I have two numbers called as 36 and 60. With our method, we know that the GCD was 12. Let's try to find it using the Euclidean's method. So I have 36 and I have 60. This is smaller and this is larger. So what I can keep, I can say that 36 comma 60 minus 36, which is equals to 36 comma, and this becomes equals to 24. Now this is smaller and this is larger. So I can go and say that 36 minus 24 comma 24. So this becomes equals to 12 comma 24. And then again in this case, this is smaller and this is larger. So again I can go and say that 12 comma 24 minus 12, which is equals to 12. So it becomes 12 comma 12. So when both of them becomes equal, GCD is 12, which is same. So I'm able to find the GCD using the Euclidean's algorithm. Am I clear, people? Does it make sense? Is this clear to everyone? How did I find it using the Euclidean algorithm? Let's take another example. Let's say that, for example, I have 6 and the 8. I want to go and find the GCD. What is the smaller of 6 and 8? So I go and say that 6 comma 8 minus 6, which is equals to 6 comma 2. Then what I go and do? I go and say that 6 minus 2 comma 2, which is equals to 4 comma 2. Then again what I go and do? I go and say that 4 minus 2 comma 2, which is equals to 2 comma 2. When both are same, then this is the 2 is the GCD. Where? Clear? Chamka? Is it clear to everyone, guys? Now I just have to go and make use of this logic, and now it becomes Fang types logic. Now it becomes the Fang type logic. So what I go and do now is I'll go to my code, and here let me go and find the GCD. So I go and call it as function GCD optimized. And in this, I go and take two numbers, a comma b. Yeah. If a is equals to 0, then I should go and return b. If b is equals to 0, then I should go and return a. If a is equals to b, then I should go and return anything, a or b. Else, if a is greater than b, then I should go and call this function recursively, return GCD optimized. And I can say that a minus b comma b. Else, return GCD optimize, and I go and say that a comma b minus a. Can you see this function GCD 0, a 0, return b, b 0, return a equals to b, return a greater than b, then you do this, else you go and do this. Right? Let's try to go and run if it works, GCD optimized. If I go and run this, it's working perfectly fine. Let me take this question, bring it to my whiteboard, right, and put it here. Right. The logic which I have used here, which has made it more optimized here, is again coming from the Euclidean's algorithm. Perfect. Cool, sir. So with this, we'll take a pause here, and we'll keep on solving the problems in the next session. We'll have one more session on this where we go and solve a few more mathematical problems. We'll deep dive further, and I'll keep on bringing more live sessions like this on this channel. Not only that, I'm planning to bring few more series. So in my Hindi channel, if you have not subscribed, please do that now, which is Coding Shala. There, tomorrow I'm starting the Java stack. I'll start from the Java basics, Java programming. We'll do it in Hindi. Then we'll start the data structures and algorithm in Java. Once that is done, then we go and do the development in Java, Spring Boot, cloud, microservices, Android development, everything around the Java stack will be done on the English way, in English, on the Coding Sala channel. So if you're not subscribed, please do it. Please go and tell your friends, your juniors, especially the first year folks who are learning Java for the first time. I'll be doing it from the scratch. So I'll expect you people to show some love and make sure that you're informing people to join that. On this English channel, we'll continue doing this JavaScript and DSA. This will be followed by the development of the full stack development, and then entire course will keep on going in a detailed manner. I'm also planning to bring the data science stack, where I'll start with Python, then we'll go and do the Python's complete coding, followed by DSA, then followed by machine learning, data science, generative AI, and everything. So both these channels, English and Hindi, which should be your one-stop solution for making you become a top 1% techie. All the things that I have learned the last 14 years, now it's time to give back, you know. Unlike others, I didn't start YouTube when I was in college. I didn't start when I was in the first company. I didn't start when I was in the second company, because I realized that to do things, you have to first have some your own experience. So I've worked hard, and I feel it's time now to give back to the community. Do let me know if you are liking these sessions. Do let me know if it helps you, because I think that's the only motivation, that after a whole day of work, I still feel delighted to talk to you people late in the night. So if you guys keep on showering love, my promise is that the more and more content will keep coming your way. Thank you everyone for joining me. Good night, take care, and I'll see you guys again the next day.